Welcome back to KTN Prime. Thank you for staying with us. Let's continue informing you. Now, underfunding threatens to affect the competency-based education system in senior schools following the admission of grade 10 learners who will be using allocations designed for the outgoing 844 cohorts. The strain is intensified by less capitation, swelling enrollments, and strict directives compelling schools to admit learners without fees. This raises serious questions about the CBE system's readiness and sustainability. Ann Musungu with the details.
50% on the 2nd of this month, just a few days before the schools opened. And that amount is to sustain the students for the first term of this financial year, of this academic year.
Schools are staring at a financial strain following revelations that senior schools received only 7,000 shillings of the 11,122 allocated per learner. Ideally, capitation should be disbursed in 3 tranches, 50% in term 1, 30% in term 2, and 20% in term 3, raising concerns over sustainability and service delivery. Last term, schools received barely half of the capitation due, with only 2,968 shillings disbursed per learner against the expected 4,448. The shortfall has plunged many institutions into debts, leaving them struggling to pay suppliers and sustain essential learning services. This is unfolding even as many schools, particularly C1 institutions, admitting more grade 10 learners than planned. Yet, capitation for the term was calculated using last year's Form 4 enrollment, creating a funding mismatch that is stretching their already strained resources and deepening financial pressure on schools. This situation is further complicated by a presidential directive ordering schools to admit grade 10 learners without uniforms or school fees, followed by a firm warning from the Ministry of Education directing the TAC to act against any principal who defies this order.
Do we find any principal who has returned a child home on the reason of them not having school fees or of them not having school uniform? Action will be taken through the employer, the TSC, including dismissal from their jobs.
Meanwhile, unrest has erupted in several schools just a month into term 1. The affected institutions, including Ukari Mixed in Migori County, Kabiet in Nandi County, Magena Boys in Kisii, Matungulu Boys in Machakos, and Ruthagati Boys in Nyeri, where students protesting rising fees, poor quality food, and lack of water in institutions. Questions are now mounting over how schools will cope with the swelling enrollment vis-a-vis the dwindling resources. Ann Musungu, KTN, Nairobi.
Meanwhile, grade 10 learners are continuing to